if you ask 100 guys that doing electronic repairs, they prefer a dead, completely dead device, a completely dead issue situation to resolve, than a fault that comes and goes. In that case, the completely dead situation is not so easy. We're talking about an IDEAPAD 5 Pro Gaming that came to our lab dead. And let's go and see how we'll deal with damages. Here is the IDEAPAD. We're plugging the charger and let's go and see. The charger is plugged. Nothing is the consumption. Consumption is 0. And let's go and remove the bottom cover and check about the motherboard. Do some diagnosis. Do some diode mode readings and determine which is the problem. What is the problem? I'm struggling to remove the bottom cover. Some plastics are very hard, some others not. In that case, the plastics are hard. I have help with my screwdriver, and now we will check the board on our desk. These coils are seem to be identical, these circuits, so we are having a 5 volt and 3 volt, 3 volt and a 5 volt. One of them is short. Maybe we are having a CPU short. If the coil on the left, which is short, is the 3 volts coil, maybe the PCH is short, the CPU is short. Who knows? We're going to inject some voltage and determine what is getting hot. We will solder the ground pad, on a ground pad, our ground cable from our DC jack, and now we will inject some voltage. The voltage is about 2-3 volts. Now we're plugging the power supply unit, and thankfully it's not the CPU, no the PCH. It's something getting hot near the type C, so we are having a 5 volt short, and we are going to check the board on that area. This is the area that was getting hot. Something is getting hot there, but I don't really understand the exact location. Capacitors, I think that the capacitors are doing the short, so we will remove them all. I will remove them all in order to check if the short is gone. I will use my heat gun and my tweezer. Now, no, the short exists. So maybe it's this chip. Maybe this chip is doing the short. I will remove the capacitors and put them back later. Okay. Let's remove this tiny BGA chip. Same procedure. We'll clean off the pads in order for not to avoid the short. Likewise, and the short is still there. And these capacitors beneath the chip that we have removed are doing the short, you see? No, I'm not a prophet. So I could turn the motherboard upside down like I did now. Okay, let's check. I will remove the other one. I don't know why I cannot remove the correct capacitor, but sometimes I'm not doing very well. Okay, we have found the short component. I will change the angle in order to work properly, for me to work properly. Okay. Now the capacitor is soldered. And now it's time to test if the case is solved or something else will happen. We're having a good capacitor there. And it's a case that okay, it's easy. It's a 5-volt short, the capacitor is gone. Of course, we have made mistakes and have removed these innocent capacitors and this innocent BGA IC that must be reballed in order to work again, but it's a very tiny thing. So the reballing process is straightforward. We will just reflow this IC to realign the solder on its pad, and we're missing a ball there, so we will use our soldering iron to regenerate the pad, the solder on the pads, on the IC pads, and add some flux and gently touch the IC. Gently, please do it gently, or you will scrape out the mask of the IC and the things will go worse. Now we will put back the IC and the capacitors. We will align the chip, the dot with the arrow. That's why I'm cleaning, in order to see the IC's dot. We will align it properly, and we will hit with our heat gun. Try not to lose it from the airflow. The airflow is very light, very low. We're putting back the capacitors, the innocent capacitors. They were innocent. They were accused by me by fault. I'm glad they cannot sue me. The capacitors are in place, and this is the time that we will check for the short. There is no short. Okay. We will remove the custom DC jack we are using and try to power on our motherboard. We will put it back on its chassis and like some wires, some flex cables, and check for voltage and amperage. The consumption of the notebook is very critical in order for it to boot. Plugging everything and plug the charger. Where's the charger? There's the charger, okay. No consumption again, no nothing. Wow. Why? Why is that? Does it need battery? Pressing again, nothing. Nothing, nothing. Oh, okay. 20 volts are on, but we're having nothing else. No coil is active. All the 20 volts are on board. So we must remove the board again, check for another fault. Let's go back. Let's go and see the 3 volts. The 3 volts LDO supply, if it is active or not, because with no LDO, no life. 20 volts are coming, the LDO is not active, so the standby circuit is not active. That's why the notebook cannot be powered on. Okay, let's do some voltage injection there in order to check which is which I see. Maybe it is the Super IO that is getting hot. So I will remove the motherboard mask over the 3 volts LDO pad in order for me to solder a wire and inject some voltage. Okay, the cables are soldered. Let's go to our thermal camera. Plug the cables and wow, Super IO is burning hot. So we must remove the Super IO. Hopefully it's not programmable. We have of course a programmer, but okay, sometimes I'm lazy. So let's go and remove the Super IO and put another one in its place. Subscribe. And after my magic, we're going to remove the Super IO. In multiple speed. Okay. It's off. We will clean the pads. And we will find another Super IO that we are having in our inventory. I'm trying to align, but things are not so flat as they should be. Okay, let me remove some solder. No bridging is allowed. Okay. Things are better now. So we'll start the process of heating and poking and hold the Super IO where it should go. And we will use our soldering pen too in order to solder the pins on the pads properly. This will take place after a good heating cycle with our heat gun. Now the flux is renewed, and here is the soldering pen. We don't care about the bridges. We will deal with them later. The plan is to make nice soldering on each pin. After that, we will remove the bridges, and when things are pretty, we will check if we're having a working machine or something else will come up. Okay. After all this soldering and cleaning and checking and observing, I think we're good to go. A nice isopropylic alcohol on the Super IO chip will help cleaning better. We will check with our tweezer if there is a pin that is not soldered properly. This is a good tactic. And after all this, the Super IO is good and it's time to check again. Is there a short on the LDO? No, there is no short on the LDO. Now the startup circuit, the standby circuit, have no reason to be down. It should be active. So let's remove our disk jack and put the things together and check the notebook again. Put the essential, the display flex cable, maybe the battery and the keyboard in order to see if we're having a caps lock. So charger is plugged. The charger is not what you're seeing in my power supply. It's the original charger. Okay, let's put the battery back. And let's check again. The battery is not stable. I'm holding it with my hand and that's why I'm not bending You can see the notebook very much. I'm trying to, but the notebook is on. I will show you right now. The notebook is on and it's displaying. You can see. So we're good to go, and the job is done. As we saw before, completely dead is not very easy a lot of times. If you like repairs, browse our video content, choose the video you want to watch, and we will talk again later. Bye.